in the kitchen cooking some fish fry. Decide to come out here because making that started getting heat, but it's kind of chilly here. I was like, I gotta, because somebody invite me to a cookout reunion, so they talking about fish fry. I remember one day I went to this guy house. I forgot where he's from. He must be from one of those islands, because he said, come get the dinner. And I went at the table, and the eyes was looking at me. Some fish with these big bulgy eyes looking at me. I said, excuse me, I can't even date you. I don't want that kind of fish. I ran out of there. That fish was looking at me. And it was smelling. And then it got me thinking, I don't know about you nurses, because I've been in some break room. I don't know what kind of culture of that fish, because it was smelling ratchet. I like my fish smelling good. I'll be putting some lemon juice on it and soak it, and then that shake and bake and batter it and bake it in the oven, because I'm trying to lose weight. I can't deal with those stinking fish. So the fish in the break room, stay away. That's one thing. You should never be cooking fish at work. I just had to tell you, I was in there cooking the fish, and I was thinking about all these things. Anyway, let's start. Hello, how you doing? Me, me, me. Me, me, me. Sharing your tips, sharing what you know. Doesn't mean, let me clarify it. I'm going to talk about it. A lot of people don't like to share their knowledge. They just be selfish. And I don't like to call people selfish, but they are. Me, me, me. It's all about me. I can't tell you nothing. Stay tuned. Type of person that want to share all this information. They used to say I'm very resourceful. And when they say somebody's resourceful, they going to get all your knowledge and don't even acknowledge you. When they get it, they move on. So I was giving people all these information and telling them who's paying more and what nursing school, back in Pennsylvania, this go there, you can get in, and who to talk to and all that information. Over the years, or when I'm traveling and I hear about a great assignment, I call up all these nurses, send them a group text, this, text that, this one paying 60, this one paying 50, this one paying 45, let's go do it. I thought I was being a friend, but I told you I don't know the difference between a friend, associate, and friends, co-worker. Anyway, so I was giving them all these information and they were just leaving me out. They'll get the position and then they call me after when they get in, and when I call, it's already filled. I started over the years, I said, I ain't saying no information. Or another thing, I remember these two girls and many ladies, I give them reference to the company that I work for so I could get that $500 bonus. Girl, I didn't get none. I didn't get one bonus, $50, nothing, nada. You know what they did? And this one girl, how I found out, the agency called me. I saw the girl working and everything. I told her about the job. She was working. And I called the agency. I said, look, I sent her. I want my money. She worked with me. I saw her on the travel assignment. She said, Patrice, where you been? That girl didn't put you on there. She and her friends, that's what they do. When you tell them a good thing, they will tell their friends, I'm going to put you and you're going to put me and we're going to split the money. No. So I told you I don't have no luck. So you know what I do? I stop. I stop sharing all my information. I come on YouTube. If you want to hear about nursing, then you're going to have to go to my YouTube channel. If you want to hear about starting an agency, then you have to consult me and you got to pay me. Because I'm tired of giving out free information and nobody acknowledge me. That ain't being selfish, so don't even go there. So sharing what you know, you can do that. I try to share. Let me tell you the scenario. You go try to share some information, some tips with these new grads, and they looking at you, old lady, what you saying? This is not what I would do. And then when they get in a mistake, then they want to look for you. So I keep my mouth shut. Let the person who orients you tell you their tip. But you didn't hear me from me because those person who orient you, they knew too. They're new nurses too. This is so funny. So I'm tired of people using other people to come up. I went to this a friend of mine. I'm off the topic now. You know how I can get off the topic. So I went to this a friend of mine. I didn't want to go. It was a Saturday. You know, I want to stay home, do things, travel, test food in Atlanta, see if they can cook. I need to cater when I go out in the restaurant here. So anyway, I saw she invited me to her house. I thought that was her house, and I thought it was just gonna be a little brunch, you know, because they do brunch at their house in Atlanta. I didn't know it was her house. So I called her up the morning. I said, "Where's the restaurant at?" I'm thinking I'm going brunch with the restaurant, get some pancakes and and hash brown. And I'm not eating anybody eggs, so just pancake. I haven't had pancake for a while. When I cook it, it's just flat. She told me it was her house. It's at a house. So I'm thinking oh my God, I've never been to anybody's house in Atlanta, so I better, trot lightly. So I went to the house and they were talking about selling stuff. And I'm thinking I'm going there for brunch. I didn't see no brunch. All I see was Heineken. And I'm not into the drinking. So they were talking about selling stuff. So it was okay. I stayed out of courtesy, because if you don't like something, it's the thought that count. She was thinking about me as far as networking. So I appreciate that. That's the first Atlanta. She ain't from Atlanta. She up north, New Yorker. So I kind of appreciate it. So I sticked around and they were talking and everything. And I was quiet, listening. And they were talking about, networking. So it got my attention how they introduced this lady as very resourceful. She know how to get things and, know the connection. So I said, let me try this one. Okay, I'll come to your meeting. I try to ask her some questions. She don't want to give no contact. She don't want to help you do nothing. But she's supposed to be this resource person. Come on. Share your knowledge. It will come back to you. That's how I feel. So even though I'm talking chit chat, if somebody and me and I get me to relax and I like you, or in other words, if I think you're honest, I may give you a little tip in nursing. But if I see that you just about yourself, I remember this another story in Philadelphia. This nurse, she was Caucasian, yes. One of the things that when I work with nurses, like CNAs or LPN, I encourage them to go to school, go back to school, black or white. I don't discriminate. So all the blacks that I was trying to motivate didn't want to take the opportunity, and I had just finished school. I had just gotten my BSN. So I had all the books. So I said, anybody who want to go back to school, I have all the books, you can have it. And I gave it to this Caucasian nurse, and I gave it to her, and she got her BSN. And it so happened that we end up working again. And do you know this girl didn't even know who I was? I said, oh my God, you don't know the person that gave you the book? Gave you all your book. You didn't have to spend one dime. You had all your book to get you through that program. And you passed. And that's how, I don't know if it was selfish or just because we all look alike that she didn't know it was me. But I wasn't looking for recognition. But at least she was like, oh no, I don't know you. I said, okay, go on, girlfriend, with your bad self. So I wanted to come out here, chit chat as usual, talk about sharing what you know. I don't mind sharing what I know, and I'm doing it on YouTube. Unless you're going to make an appointment, I'm doing it on YouTube. I'm sharing what I know in nursing to keep you safe, nurses, new nurse. You may not want to, because there's a lot of nurse YouTubers telling you how their experience. I don't know how it's different from mine. If mine is different, maybe you need to leave a comment and let me know what's the difference, because I'm only telling you my real experience, what my thoughts are, telling you the truth. My mouth do get me in trouble because I see the truth and see that people just, it's all about them. It's all about them. So using people as a resource, it's okay if they'll give you the information, the correct information. Some of the information they give you, you got to look for years to find out that it doesn't exist. This one girl told me, look in a book. I was trying to write a book, trying to write memoir. She said, buy this book, or let me do your website. $5,000-$10,000 to do it. And when she did, I had to got somebody else. I didn't even let her do it because I don't have that kind of money. Every time they see nurse, every time, that's why I go any place. I'm not a nurse. No. I wish I was a nurse. I was in this place, and there's, nurses know each other. So this Caucasian nurses, and I'm not want to bring it up anymore, but they were just talking, their nurse, their new nurse with the blonde hair. And, and I, was sitting in the nail shop listening to them, and they were just talking about being a nurse. So me with my nosy self, you think I can be a nurse? Oh no, it's very hard, to be a nurse. Oh. I said, okay. Well, let me just be a little piang. I don't even know if that's a word. See, I didn't have nothing to say today. I have a lot of things. This video, but I wanted to talk about this. Nurses that are considered they're getting awards for being very resourceful. I guess resourceful mean resource nurse. I thought that mean nurse with benefit. They get benefit means that you have a legal agreement with them. You can get some benefit. You could get some insurance just being a resource nurse. They could give you some benefit, pay your bills. But that's not it. But you only hear it from me. Sharing work tips. Now let's get serious, nurses. It's okay to share tips. I recommend it because I want to work with people that are capable to do the work. People, if you make mistakes, that you're able to go ask me or ask another nurse. And I don't have a problem asking another nurse Here come the post lady. So I gotta cut this video till she leave. Sorry. That was the post lady. I got my package. Thank God I bought some tea. I love me some tea. So I bought some tea. So it came. So I'm glad I'm going to get ready to go in and drink this tea. But first, let me talk about, sharing your work tips. Damn, everybody call you at the same time. I want to work with nurses that are in the same boat. But it's a difference. You wouldn't want to share tips or your personal business, or doesn't mean that you should tell if we working in the jail together behind bars and you telling your co-worker, including the officer, because the officer is right there. Sometimes they sit where the nurses are, and you telling them that you used to boost or steal clothes back in the days, and you did jail time, so you got to learn what you want to reveal about yourself on these jobs. So I'm not saying that's the tip we want to hear. First of all, I don't want to hear that. If I'm working in jail with you and I hear you telling people that, I'll be walking away. I don't want to be liable for anything. I don't want, anything like that. Because they say, friends, show me your friends, and I tell you who you are. So you got to be very careful. So I'm just wanting to come out here and telling you about, be careful, sharing what you know. It's okay. Share your experience, your work experience. It's okay to share it. In moderation, I should say. Share it. Because if you look at it this way, I want you to look at it this way. The people, okay, that girl, that nurse did not acknowledge me, didn't even know I exist. I was the one who gave her. She didn't have to pay for those books. And I gave it all to her. Okay. You got to remember that the blessing that you get, I'm not getting the blessing. It's my kids. So if you can remember that, forget those people who selfish, who just think about themselves, who cause chaos just to get the attention for themselves. Forget that. You already won. You already won. So don't even worry about that. Just keep sharing. Sharing is caring. That's what they say. So if you know something, if you tell me something that I didn't know, then it's like sharing the nursing knowledge. I didn't know to do something, and you come around and you had that skill. Because nursing is so big. Nursing is so wide. We learning everything different. Mother, baby, med surg, every unit has something different. They do things different. And that's how we learn. So if sharing that little information, this is how we do it, Patrice. We wrap the tape this way. That's secure it. I didn't know that, and you teach me something, and I'm open to learning at all times. I'm not going to, she thinks she knows everything. When you meet those kind of people that, you just ignore them, and they're ignorant. So you don't want nothing to do with them anyway. They don't want to learn nothing. They've been on the job 65 years, and that's it. And they want to do it that way and never want to learn anything extra. You move them from that unit, they have a hissy fit for days. I want to learn. I want to learn a lot of things, and I like to meet people. So open up yourself, take risks, new nurse, and sometimes old nurse. It's so refreshing to meet new people, to learn new skills every day. So share what you know. It's a good thing. Trust me. Have a wonderful day or night in your state or your country. It's so chilly. I'm getting ready to go warm up with my tea. Thank you.